A big story coming out of the United States. For the third time in the past week, the United States set a record high for daily coronavirus infections. Now, the US recorded over 200,000 new coronavirus infections in the last 24 hours. This is the highest number of cases any country has recorded in a single day. Tuesday was the sixth consecutive day of a six-figure increase in infections. This comes in the aftermath of election when Trump and Biden supporters came out on the streets in large numbers. With the skyrocketing coronavirus numbers, experts have warned about a spike in hospital admissions as well. Over 60,000 people were admitted to healthcare facilities on Tuesday. The admission figures by itself form a new record. The numbers are troublesome. Rise in hospitalizations is usually followed by a rise in US death toll. Last week saw 5 days in a row with more than 1,000 deaths. The first time that's happened since August. According to Johns Hopkins University, over 239,000 people in the US have died since the start of the pandemic. States and regional authorities are introducing a new set of restrictions to reduce the transmission of the virus and to prepare for an anticipated flood of hospitalizations. Now, in states where the infections have surged, leaders called for people to follow all safety protocols, to socially distance and wear masks. Some went as far as imposing new rules on gatherings and businesses. Now, WION correspondent Jagriti Dave sent us this report from Washington, D.C. Listen in.
We are seeing what many health experts have been worried about, a spike in infections, and this is coinciding with the onset of the colder weather and flu season, and the fact that more and more people will be staying indoors because of the temperatures falling. And this is clearly a huge concern, and Joe Biden and his team have said that this is their priority number one when taking office. They've announced a COVID task force. They are the arguments that Kamala Harris was making about the question of trying to reverse the Affordable Care Act just as the number of coronavirus infections are spiking. This is clearly a concern for health experts and for lawmakers. But of course, there is this the news about a vaccine and the developments with Pfizer and BioNTech are giving some cause for hope that a possible vaccine could be available on the horizon soon. However, the Biden team are continuing to push the use of masks and personal responsibility when it comes to social distancing. And this is the kind of messaging that a lot of the president's critics were hoping that he and his administration would make. But the coronavirus, we've been talking about it on this program for many months now. The coronavirus has been front and center during the election, and it is likely to be front and center right now, even as the election results have been announced. And though US politics is continuing its unpredictable path, the coronavirus is still continuing to be a central feature of politics in the United States.